And we are going live with Nick Black in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Pork Chop says hello, Brandon.
I love Pork Chop. I missed Pork Chop. He was my good friend. It feels like I lost him, but he's back. He's back.
You won't miss him. You won't miss him at Christmas time. They roll out the second course. Where's Pork Chop, Mommy? Pork Chop is on the table, dear. The impermanence of life. Tough lesson to teach kids at dinner. Anyway, for those of you that don't or do eat pork, which should cover everybody, welcome to the American Institute of Cryptocurrency Investors. And what are we talking about today? The ETH fork, coin, ETHW. That'll be a question. Ethereum deposits, determining your position size, office hours, answering questions, you know, the usual digital heavyweight stuff. We're up to, did you know we're over 600 now? We're closing in on 650. Did you know that, Brandon? Did you know that?
As it turns out, I did. Look at that little graphic we got going. 650.
What?
I might be a little behind, so this is good. 650.
Well,
it's going so fast. Yeah, it's going so fast that we're just banging along here. It's a great service that you're doing over there, Nick. Obviously, making.
Is it? Have you ever watched
trades.
it? Yeah. Have you ever watched it? No, you haven't.
Are you kidding me, dude? This is my full time. This is my full time, dude.
Okay. Yeah. How do I open the show, Mister? Mister, I watch it. How do I open the show?
Right now.
Hi, thanks for checking in. I just found a piece of garbage.
No. Anyway, but Mag, I mean, it's good because right here on this show we talk.
Did you put on any trades?
Actual ideas.
Did you put on?
Okay.
Did you put on any put trades? Have you been paper trading?
Have you been paper trading?
Are you? No, I've been real trading with paper.
That's good. So I've been real trading too, and it's awesome.
Whenever you ask, this is a lesson. This is an abject lesson for everyone. When you ask a question and they ask a question back, guilty as Nancy Pelosi.
I've watched a lot of movies. Hey, what are we talking about today? We got a good day today, Nick. We have a whole.
Why don't we do this? Let's do a 5-minute market recap thing. And by the way, if any of the heavyweights that are in the regular chat say hello and use your little boxing glove thingy. But basically what we have is everything is the same. Not much has changed since yesterday. This is kind of like a rebound from the overly, sad. Now, I will say this is interesting. The crypto space started selling off Sunday. The equity space sold off Monday, and crypto stabilized. The digital asset space stabilized. Neil, what's up? Jen Zeus, what's up? Steve, Crypto Jer, Diane, it all stabilized Monday. And so when the rest of the markets were going down, everybody's like, 600 points on the Dow, or whatever. The crypto space is pretty quiet. Did you even see anything all that exciting yesterday, Brandon? It's pretty quiet.
No, but it's kind of like what you said. I actually thought it would continue a downtrend, kind of similar to what the equities have done. But it actually stabilized a little bit more than I thought it was going to yesterday. So
I think we're getting
maybe
Vegas Gary, Kurt. I think we're getting to the point where maybe the most of the sell-off damage has been done. Now there is still one more big. Well, there's two potentially, but there's one more main baddie floating in our brain space, and that is the MT GOX coins. Yes, Neil. You're right. MT GOX, which stands for Magic the Gathering Online Exchange. And those tokens, somewhere around 100, I think the number is 134,000 tokens, one way or another, are going to be given back to the creditors. Creditors are just people like you and I that had Bitcoin on the exchange when it got hacked. And then summarily, the Japanese authorities took Mark Karpelès, the CEO, into custody, and they found 200,000 Bitcoin. They just, you mean these Bitcoin? I guess these weren't lost in the theft. You rotten creep. Like, that dude, even if he didn't participate in the main hack, absolutely he was trying to pocket 200,000 Bitcoin. And he's like, wait, why am I being arrested? They're like, well, because you have the laptop where the coins were stolen, dummy. Anyway, Here we are 8 years later. These creditors are going to get these tokens back one way or another. Now, about 90% of the tokens have already been spoken for. They've already been pre-sold or agreed, or people have signed contracts and whatever. But about 10% have not. So that leaves potentially 13, 14,000 Bitcoin that could hit the market. And we don't know right now when the distribution is. It was said that it was going to be the third week in August, but no one really knows. And I have reached out to some of my hedgy buddies, and they don't know. They're like, what do you know? I'm like, I don't know anything. That's why I'm reaching out to you, dummy. So anyway, they're like, well, we don't know anything. I'm like, one of us is lying. And it won't be me, because no one cares really what Nick thinks as far as that goes. So I'm trying to figure out what these hedge guys know. Maybe the way they tell me they don't know is the way that they know. I don't know. We'll see. We may see it in the futures markets a little bit, but if we look at prices, they're pretty quiet. Bitcoin is at 21.5. For those of you that got put, so hopefully everyone was paper trading, but for the few of you that were not paper trading, that were trade trading, if you got put at 23 or 20, whatever price you got put in, if you were on the option side, if you got put into Bitcoin, that's your index price, like whatever the strike price was, you would just sell a call at that same price. That way there's no losing trade for you. You took $23,000, let's say, it converted to Bitcoin. You got to keep the premium. Sell the 23K call this week. Guess what? There's nothing to lose. You just keep selling the same price call until you work your way if you were in the ditch. Now, I would not be doing that. I would be looking at the 25s, because we were at 25K last week for a skosh. So don't get recency bias and be stuck that this is the price forever. As far as other assets go, Ethereum is starting to rebound back up. It got as low as it was in the 1500s. Looked like maybe a juicy opportunity. People are like, how much lower? I'm like, what do you mean lower? I mean, it's going to go, it feels like it's going to go up into the merge. What do you think, Brandon? Does this thing keep rising into the merge?
I mean, at first glance, I would say yes, but there's so many other factors that are at play here. I mean, because so many institutional investors, so many other investors are coming in from the market side of things, if they see the market falter to a point where everything else is falling, then no, it's not going to go up into the merge, and the market's going to take precedence in this example. But if everything else stays kind of calm all the way till September, third week of September, then I think we have an uptrend to the merge.
Looks like the 15th. I think the block 15th is going to be on the 15th of September. Now, unless they kick the can down the road, I don't see how this doesn't go up.
Do you think, and this is the debate on crypto, on Twitter, on everywhere else, do you think it's priced in already?
No.
Okay. You don't think so at all?
Well, wait. Let's back that out. Is the merge priced in? The merge was priced in.
The merge itself.
There's the actual merge. I think that was priced in when Ethereum was $800, because the merge isn't anything. This is the whimsy
leading up to. What's going to be the purchases up to?
What's not priced in is the whimsy and the misinformation that's floating around, where people think that this is 2.0, because your average dude at the water cooler doesn't know. They just go, oh my God, the merge is coming. Ethereum 2.0 is coming. And they're like,
so you're thinking sell off after the date, after the,
I don't know, man. It just seems like there's got to be a big letdown. There's got to be a letdown.
That's what you're leading up to. That's what you're saying without saying.
But then if you sell off, you don't get the extra token. You don't get the proof of work token.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of factors at play here for sure. I think this is going to be the event of the month.
You mean the event of September? Hollywood Horror Nights starts at Universal Studios. That's the event of September. I've got opening night tickets. What?
Hollywood, am I coming?
Have you?
Did you listen? Hey, did you get my? If I get plane tickets, am I coming?
Do you guys know what happens?
No,
at Hollywood Horror Nights?
You're talking about.
They take Universal Studios and convert it into like a giant murder festival. They have people running like. Has anybody been to Universal Studios? It's giant. People run with chainsaws, axes. It's insanity. They had to close one part of it because people were having panic attacks, like full on essing your pants panic attacks because there's this tunnel because it's a working lot. Like the Universal Studios, they're filming there and they have all the sound stages and stuff. So they convert all of that from like 7 o'clock on at night into this big giant horror thing. It's awesome. But there's this one tunnel that's like a quarter of a mile tunnel. And there's people running with like chainsaws and stuff. Man, I've seen people pull freakouts and just fall on the ground into like the fetal position. It's awesome. I try to get all my friends like, hey, are you scared of stuff? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I know what we're going to do. Just to see if they'll just turn into like a little jelly, just a little quivering jelly. Like make fun of them the rest of their life. Anyway.
I hate to sidetrack you from that marvelous picture that you just painted all of us, but a digital heavyweight question just came in. I got to ask
Go on.
If you have ETH in a private wallet, do you still get tokens at the merge?
Yes, you still. So when the merge happens, there's a fork that's happening. And the question is, will the proof of work fork again and create a proof of work token? Now, if that's the case, everybody that has Ethereum, no matter where you have it. Now on exchanges, it'll be it's the exchange's tokens, not yours. You have a call against it, but it's kind of like a bank account, right? Where it's not really your money. So if you have an exchange account, it's not really your money. It's kind of like it's a bailment agreement. It's kind of a loan that you've given, an unsecured loan. Anyway, I don't want to freak people out, but yes, if you have Ethereum, you will have whatever forks come from that. You may have to, there may be some application process where you go to something and enter your address and it throws it, but usually just with the help of Etherscan in a private ERC20 wallet or Ethereum, any wallet that holds Ethereum is likely to hold. Now on some exchanges, they're already giving you the token. Have you seen Bitrue, Brandon, where they're giving you can take your Ethereum and trade it for an ETH-W and an ETH-S coin. Proof of work, proof of stake. Right now, like you can do it right now. And it's already trading.
On this.
It's like 120, 130 bucks, something like that. Have you looked it up? Look up Bitrue ETH-W token.
I'll check it out.
You can get it.
Okay.
It's kind of like a futures price in a sense. But the ETH-W and the ETH, and I'm sure the ETH-S token is like way higher, probably close to the price of Ethereum. So you wouldn't want to sell that. But for those of you that are feeling a little snarky, feeling a little crazy, you could go over to Bitrue, Bitrue. I have an account there. I like it. It's cool. It's like a good exchange. It's not super high liquid, but you could take your Ethereum. I'm not telling anyone to do this. I'm saying one could, if one wanted to, go over and right now get those tokens.
So it looks like it launched and then it was traded about 139. Right now it's trading at spot $51.
51 bucks?
Yep. That's where it's at.
You know what? Yeah, people are going to dump the smoke.
One, you know?
They are going to. Is it ETH-W you're looking at?
Yeah, it's ETH. ETH-W is what it says.
I told one of my clients it was at 126 bucks the other day, and I was like, dude, sell. Ding ding, like Jim Cramer. Sell.
Yeah. I mean,
and then I would have told him to buy it back. Because you already made $75 on it basically for free. I would have said, buy it back, buy the tokens back. Who knows? There's liable to be a little anxiety pop day one, and then that thing's gonna tank like harder than like an Italian submarine program. Do the Italians have I don't think they do.
You would be surprised. They have everything.
I think most of their boats turn into submarines.
Yes. They used to have one of the biggest naval forces to be reckoned with, obviously, in the Mediterranean Sea. Then that fell away. So I don't know if they have submarines anymore. Yeah, dude. You don't know. Back in the day, back in the day, they controlled the whole Mediterranean Sea because they had access to so many things. And their little Venice port was so safe. It was like a safety harbor. So yeah, that was one of the bigger forces that during World War II, we had to like work around to get out, you know? That was
the Italians.
The Italians.
Fascista.
Check your history.
Okay, one thing I want to point at. Remember our little dumpster fire token looks rare?
Oh, so cute.
It's at 28 cents.
Such a cute token. Hey.
It's at 28 cents.
She's dropping.
So it does this range. I'm I'm not going to do it because I don't trade like this, but I know several people who are. It's in the range, 28 cents. It goes, oddly enough, mark my words, this thing will touch like 38 or 41 cents. It seems to go like beep, 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 beep. I don't know why. There's no use utility. There's not much adoption. Looks Rare is an awesome platform that no one uses. That's why it looks rare. It's rare that anyone does anything there. But it's way better as far as like usability and like the cool things that it offers and feature sets is way better than OpenSea. But first mover, OpenSea kind of has the market. So unfortunately, however, if you were looking at doing a little flippity flopski, there's worse ways to trade. Would you be risk tolerant enough to make a looks rare trade right now, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm actually really risk tolerant. I can take it.
I know you do stupid stuff.
Yeah, I'm not putting that trade on right now. Looks Rare trades long-term trades with the NFT market, and the NFT market is cold as beans right now. So at any point, Looks Rare could drop off a cliff. So that's why I'm not putting that trade on, just because OpenSea volume is still dwindling on a daily basis. The only platform that's actually picking up is ENS Vision, which they don't have a token yet, and they haven't airdropped anything for free. So I'm not interested. So
Bird has an interesting question really quick. If Ethereum goes up at the merge, would you take some? Well, I own Ethereum, and I'm not getting rid of any of my Ethereum. A lot of times I'll talk about these trades like Looks Rare. I owned Looks Rare in the very beginning. I sold all of my Looks Rare between it was 293 and 176. When I had a double, I sold half. So basically one time I had like 60 or 70,000 tokens. I sold, and I got a lot of those just for being part of the original, whatever. I sold half. When I had a double, I sold half, put my money back in Near. Near had sold off. So I sold, here's how this went. I sold some Near, which I was at like a 10x. Yep, I was at a 10x. I took some Near, transitioned it to Ethereum, took the Ethereum, transitioned it to Looks at, I don't know what price I got in, but when I had a double, I then took half back, converted it back to Near. Near had dropped to like $6 or $8. So I got half back. So basically I got a quadruple is the way you could look at it. So I was happy there. And then when it looked like I didn't think Looks Rare was going to get back above $1, it popped to like 170 something. And I got out of that bad boy. And I haven't looked at it since. And I think it probably deteriorates to dust. Now, in the future, could they do something magical that saves the NFT space? Yeah, but I don't think pictures are the future of the NFT space. I don't think, God, you following what's going on with the lending against the Bored Apes, Brandon? You got to be on this.
Of course. Yeah,
Boy,
I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, people have, for those that don't know, people have put up their apes as collateral, and now because the floor price is dropping so significantly, they're getting liquidated basically. And so
not only that, but they're getting liquidated. But there's nobody to buy the apes. Nobody wants them, even at liquidation prices.
Them off on those websites for dirt cheap because they're going to get their money back because I mean they got.
But it's not dirt cheap. It's actually dirt correct.
Yeah.
You can't.
No, I agree with you.
I don't
like the monkey pictures. I don't like.
This is beautiful. This is a beautiful analogy of what happened in 2007 and 2008. The great financial crisis was not about people taking home loans. It was about taking illiquid assets and trying to create a way that those things could be traded and then leveraging those things. You can't take illiquid, you could argue worthless, but you can't take illiquid assets and lend against them with leverage and expect that to go well. Because when the illiquidity of that market, there's only 10,000. That's not a market. And you could argue, well, they're worth what people are paying, but clearly people are not paying. So the values come down. So their collateral is being repriced. What do you think happened on the eve of the great financial crisis? Bear Stearns. JP Morgan called, hey, bro. You're like, Bear Stearns, yeah, what? Yeah, you owe us like $8 billion tomorrow. What? Yeah, $8 billion by 9 a.m. And then Bear Stearns is like, wait, what? What do you mean? Like, yeah, your collateral is bogus, dummy. All that garbage, all that stupid, your CDOs and your junk that you tried to repackage as quality, it's junk. Your collateral is junk. So give me more money or give me more collateral. And they're like, bro, we don't have it. And they're like, cool. Well, you won't exist tomorrow at 9:01. Later. And so this is the same thing. I mean, obviously much smaller, and there's not going to be, look, the only people that lose are like Mark Cuban and the other guys that lose on every trade they ever make. Do not follow Mark Cuban's advice. He's a super nice guy. He's an amazing humanitarian. He's got an okay kind of fading double just inside the 3-point line. But you know what? He doesn't have any investment sense at all. None. They looked at his last 50 Shark 50. He's not made money in 50 investments on Shark Tank. You can't make money on any of them. Come on, bro. 50, Brandon. You could just throw wads of money in 50 directions and make some money. Can you not?
I would have to assume. I've done it before.
You can't be this. No one statistically can be this bad. So he's the top. He's a top. I don't mean that in any weird way. I mean, whenever he comes into a market, that's the top of the market. When he bought, yeah. Do you remember? Listen, there's a clip. We should get it where he says, and I quote, I'd rather have bananas than Bitcoin because at least I can eat my bananas.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So
boy, he's come around, hasn't he? Hasn't he?
No, has he? Has he? This is the Dogecoin guy.
Yeah.
Why? Because Mark Cuban emulates anything Elon Musk says. Mark Cuban then says it. In the same way that anything Vitalik does, Justin Sun then tries to do another hacked up version of it and says like, I did it too. And they're like, we don't care. You're on the run from the cops. He's like, oh yeah. International waters. Anyway, let's answer some questions. Let's do some Q's and some A's.
We got some great questions here. How would
Wish
you
we
get
did.
ETH for coin? Oh, I guess we kind of.
How would you get it? You'll get it. There'll be instructions depending on where it is. If you're on an exchange, most likely they'll issue a credit to your account of those coins. They'll wait a few days. Like if you're on Coinbase, you're going to wait a few days. They're going to make sure everything's like stable and that moving one coin or the other is not going to like nuke your account. But most likely they'll give you a coin or they'll give you a placeholder coin. Bam.
Great.
And Jim, yes, I did. I watched a lot of the AGI 22 stuff. Although the music at the end was a little bit creepy when that robot got stage fright. Robots.
Shark says, why is Coinbase refusing to accept ETH deposits? How do we get around selling ETH in September? I didn't know they were doing. They're not accepting ETH.
I don't know. Are they not accepting it right now, or is there a cutoff? There's supposed to be a cutoff. Huh. What they don't want is people trying to leverage the exchange for a flip of the new token, and they don't want to be on the hook. They're just trying to make sure that their technology is sound around this event through the merge. Yeah. So I think that's basic. Yeah. I think that's them just being safe, and they should be. And they don't want people coming in trying to game the merge for some free tokens, which
I like it.
A lot of people will do, but if the free, so keep this in mind. Just imagine if Ethereum is $2,000 and the merge, the ETHW token that you get for free is $100, that's 5%. If the price of Ethereum comes back down to 1900, there's that 5%. So it's a wash. So don't make a decision just for the free token. And on the other side of it, don't make a decision just to game the price of Ethereum. I think there's better ways to do it. We're going to have a show. Well, the heavyweights are going to have a very specific whole series of shows leading to the merge on how to play it. But I think we're going to have some kind of thing on specifically how do you play the merge, like on the eve of it, but you don't play it on the eve of it. You play it weeks in advance. Only dummies play it on the night of. We will start playing it, 3-4 weeks in advance, which would be next week. All right. Off we go.
The
Off we go, Sal.
Next question we got from R7. Should we be more conservative until the Mount Gox thing resolves itself?
I think so. I've been a little bit tentative in the contracts that I'll sell, in the puts, in the specific strike prices of puts that I'll sell, and in what I'm doing. I think it's still a big deal. Even if it's not a big deal, it will seem like a big deal. When they announce that the tokens are coming, there's going to be the reaction. Then there's going to be the tokens that hit, and that's going to be react. It's kind of like the Fed. The Fed says we're going to have a meeting. Everybody reacts. Then the Fed has the meeting, and everybody reacts to the same information. And then the Fed has a press conference where they say the same thing that they said, and then there's a reaction. And then we read the minutes many weeks later, and then there's another reaction to the reaction to the reaction, all of it based on the same nothing. This is that. There's one piece of news, and everybody's going to react several times to it. So there could be some pain, and I think, yes, I think we should be conservative around Bitcoin and around the rest of the market. That's why I would urge people to be focused on infrastructure investing or investing outside the kind of crosshairs of normal people, meaning look at your AI tokens, look at your AI investments right now. Nobody else is.
Hey, we got a good question from Bolly here. What's the fastest way to determine position size by the time I get it figured out based on my account size, trade risk, and the entry point I wanted is gone? Is there an Excel sheet calculator, for example, that I can calculate things faster, or how do you do it?
Wait, Bully, the position size, look, you're never, it's always, all this stuff is organic. It's always moving. So you're just going to have to get a basic idea. Look, if you have a portfolio of 100K and 50% of it is in your infrastructure, so 50K is infrastructure, and that's divided up into 10 tokens, then they're roughly 5K each, roughly. And then when one gets to 10K, it's a little hot. So new money or redistribution should go into the ones that haven't moved as much based on the stuff that you still like. It's not, an Excel calculator is only going to give you a moment in time. And then about once a month, I recalculate where all the positions are. But you should, best thing to do is kind of imagine a pie, and the pie is your entire dollar. You know, you have to have some currency that you imagine it in. So the pie is your entire crypto portfolio, and the slices are the different assets. And half of it ish should be infrastructure. And 10 to 12% of it ish should be AI. And 10 to 12% of it ish should be stable assets and things like that. I mean, again, based on what your expectations are. All right, off we go.
Here's what I have. I mean, here's the little, this is the ETH. I got a little article, plummets 62%. So anyway, yeah, you were right to tell him that. But let's talk a little bit about the, obviously we have the digital heavyweights, man. What can you tell us about it? Why is it different? Why do people want to get in there? What do we have going on this Thursday?
Well, it's pretty secret. I don't know exactly. I think that Thursday we have a lot of Q&A. We just ran, so we did a special event Sunday and Monday night. And so this is very likely answering questions, Q's and A's and things like that. We've been focused a lot on the options, but that's just a very small part of what digital heavyweights are. And so I think it's going to be expanding on that and explaining to people that, you know, options is a part of it's a way to grind out some weekly income, which is cool, or some monthly or some yearly income against either cash or Bitcoin or Ethereum or a combination thereof. But the greater play is value investing for the long term and all of the things that go into that. And there's a lot, right? It's studying cognitive bias and game theory and, you know, kind of critical thinking and things like this and that. You can't teach that, you know, in a paper. You can't read a paragraph and get it. It's like explaining particle physics to somebody. You're like, real quick, just tell me particle physics. Nope. There's no real quick to it. You just got to build a skill set. But once you build that skill set, then you look at the universe, it doesn't look all that complicated. It like makes sense. So that's what we're trying to do in the digital asset space, but it extends to the greater market because there's a lot of macro knowledge embedded in this. You want to be good at crypto, you have to be better than everyone else in every other market. The cool thing is you can be, and that's what we do. We try to make you better than everyone else in every other market. No big deal, right? Just better at everything than everyone. That's all. And so that's what we do. And on that note, we will see you We will see you soon. We'll see you tomorrow for Digital Heavyweights, private, super secret, private stream. Check the Discord. Also check the Digital Heavyweight chat. We will have those links. We will be back. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything my poor insolvent drunk, strung out on meth grandmother or Brandon wouldn't do. And as you know, Brandon will pretty much do anything, even endos. And on that note, pew pew. Pew pew. Pew pew.